up. Today I wanted to start by saying thank you very much to everybody that participated and contributed to the live chat that we had the other day. Whether you sent in questions and comments or were able to take time out of your day and join, I really appreciate it. You guys made it awesome. It was such a fun conversation, so thank you for that. I got a lot of good feedback and requests to do these chats more often, so I'm going to start trying to do these live chats once a month. The next one is not scheduled yet, but it'll probably be right around the end of June, and I will let you guys know once the date gets a little bit closer. But thank you again. I really appreciate you guys contributing. All right, so today's topic is the result of a question that I got from a couple of different folks last week, and it was really good timing for this question to come into my inbox. The question was, what is the current state of your practice? What's your current success rate? Do you feel like you've learned everything there is to learn, or that you're still progressing? And are there any roadblocks or hurdles that you're still running into? I'll back up a little bit and say, back last December, I think I made a video where I stated my success rate was between 1 and 2 projections a week. And I felt like that's pretty decent. I still feel like there's a lot more to learn and that there's the potential to improve that success rate just based on comparing myself to other more experienced projectors. But, I was pretty happy with it. And I have to say, I'm sad to tell you that my success rate lately has been closer to once every other week for the last maybe month and a half, 2 months. So there is more for me to learn. There are still hurdles I'm running into. Fortunately, the particular hurdle that I'm running into right now is self-inflicted, and I absolutely know how to fix it. It's just a matter of me taking the time and putting in the effort to make a few changes in my life and actually fix the problem. All right, so the problem that I'm currently running into is that I am just not in the right state of mind to project. I've talked about in the past how important it is to have this positive, content, quiet state of mind, and how that just lends itself very well to successful projection attempts. And there's times where in the past I've had just great days where everything just falls into place, everything is perfect. I lay down at night and I am just confident, 100% sure that projecting will work out that night, and then it does. And I'm sure that the confidence has something to do with that as well, but that positive, content, quiet state of mind makes that confidence easy. And for me, it makes everything just so simple and seamless. Well, that's something I've been lacking lately. And like I said, it's self-inflicted. This is completely due to my own habits and just decisions I've made in my life. So first of all, my life is very busy at the moment. That's not necessarily by choice, but I get up at 5 a.m. and I feel like I'm just running nonstop until it's time for me to go to bed. Really the problem though is not my busy life. Really the problem is what I fill those hours with. So as I'm running from one thing to the next and running errands and working and driving kids around to sporting events and things like that, I've been listening to an awful lot of podcasts and news broadcasts about politics and world events. And if you haven't been under a rock, you are completely aware that everything that's going on these days just tends to be negative. All of it. The politics are all negative. The news about the world events, all negative. And one of the biggest problems is that we hear the same thing over and over and over again. Really, I could listen to probably 15 minutes of news in the morning and then just ignore it for the rest of the day and really not miss anything, because everything I'm listening to on these various channels, it just repeats the same news all day long, and maybe once in a while adds a new little bit of information, but then it just repeats that over and over again, and I'm just bombarding my mind with all of this negativity all day long. And not only that, but I don't ever just stop to enjoy the current moment that I'm in. I'm just always multitasking. I've got my phone in front of me. I've got a computer with 3 different screens in front of me all day long, and I'm listening to podcasts and news broadcasts at the same time. And all of this just leads to this very busy, chattering mind. And I lay down at night, and I have the hardest time even just shutting off my mind to go to sleep, let alone reach any sort of level of relaxation that would lead to sleep paralysis or result in a projection. So there is my current roadblock. Talking about good timing, I actually heard a Buddhist quote recently, and this is another example of synchronicity or good timing, where something just comes into your life when you need it. And the quote that I heard was, the enlightened man, when he walks, he just walks. And when he eats, he just eats. And, I was thinking about that, trying to, gather the meaning from it. And what I think that that's saying, if I'm interpreting it right, is that when you're walking, don't do 15 things at once. Don't be staring down at your phone and listening to something and talking to people, and just enjoy the walk and be in the moment, and treat it sort of like a mindfulness meditation where you're being hyper alert and aware of everything going on around you rather than blocking it all out as you kind of just meander from one place to the next, and you don't really remember how you got from point A to point B because your mind was elsewhere and thinking about 15 other things. And same thing, the idea of eating. You just eat. Enjoy the time you're spending with family. Don't be looking at your screens, while you're eating dinner. Just, take time to enjoy the food. Don't shovel it in as fast as you possibly can. Jump up and then go off to do something else. Sit down and actually just enjoy conversation and slow down just a little bit. So that's definitely something that I can do. And I'm 100% sure that this would improve my success rate. If I took all of those hours that I spend currently listening to that same repeated negative news all day long, and if I put on something else, if I want to multitask, if I put on something like listening to other people's projection experiences on YouTube, or listen to audiobooks, or read books about projection, and kind of saturate my mind with this thing that's so important to me, my success rate, I'm sure, would jump right back to where it was, and I would potentially have the opportunity to figure out how to boost that further. But I've got to take care of this particular roadblock before I can move my practice further anymore. So this is me saying I'm going to try to make a change. I'm going to try to enjoy the current moment I'm in. I'm going to try to, maybe I won't block out news completely because there's so much going on, and I am interested in what's going on in the world, but maybe stick to my 15 minutes in the morning, shut it off, go back to my focusing on projection and meditation, and see if that helps in me being able to once again quiet my mind and get into a state that's conducive to this practice. So we will see how that goes. But that's it for today. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear if you found that this is the same thing for you. I don't hear often other people talk about a positive state of mind being so incredibly important. But for me, I can't project unless I'm in this positive state of mind. It's always been the case. So I'd love to hear your feedback. As always, like, comment, subscribe, help me build this community, and I will talk to you guys again soon.